So how do you break out of your typical playing? So that's a question I get a lot. The answer is very simple. We learn from the greats. So all the channel here, everything that I've been doing the past 2 years, really learning from Maestro here in the back, that beautiful artwork there, which is of course Fusion Maestro Greg Howe, which showed the way, right? So we're going to be doing this lesson, kind of a core concept of Greg too. He's using kind of a diminished 7 kind of sound and shapes into his normal playing, right? I'm going to explain that to you with in-screen temperatures, some cool examples. Also, the whole lesson will be downloadable for my patrons, people that have a Patreon membership. You can get a Patreon membership for $5 a month, description below. And also for 80% of you guys watching, the key to really break out of your typical playing is learning some arpeggio shapes. 80% of rock and blues players don't even know one arpeggio, right? So get used to playing some good arpeggio shapes. There's a description below. You'll find a free arpeggio guide that I've just created the first week I started Inspection Academy. So you can get that there, guys. So jump into the description if you want to get some more involvement, right? Anyway, let's go into the lesson, guys. So a diminished 7 shape. First of all, that sounds kind of a spooky sound, right? And let me just insert a little tip here of an iconic guitar player has been using that sound all the time. You probably know him. Here we go. So that's of course Bill Malmsteen. He's been using that beautiful or spooky diminished 7 sound all the time. So let me just play you a few shapes. Here are the shapes, right? There's just 2 shapes, I think 2 essential shapes on the bottom 3 strings. So let's go. Here's one. It's the first shape. There's the other one. Right? The beautiful thing about these shapes is they move in minor thirds. So whenever you say like, oh, here's a cool sound, right? You just know that they connect right in minor thirds, meaning that the end of one shape is the beginning of the next. The only thing that's happening, you're rambling around those same 4 notes. Right? It's just inversions, right? Nothing more than that. Super easy, right? Same with the other one. Right, so that's easy. We call that symmetrical scales. It's super easy. You just learn one shape and that's it, right? Cannot be more easy than that. So the cooler things, or the kind of a genius thing, becomes then what does like a maestro like Greg Howe do with that shape or that information, right? So I'm gonna tell you, right? He's what he does, and I love it, and I can recognize it in an instant, of course. When he's in like in minor keys, right? So I'm going to give you an example in D minor. That's the example we're going to use. He's going to attach that shape to well, here. Let's say this is a D, right? Like a D. Here's a backing track in D. Reminds me a little bit of the 3-tooth slot from him, but anyway, it's kind of a cool backing track. It's in D minor, right? So what I'm seeing when I want to go into that diminished 7 sound, I'm seeing like a flat 5 or a root note. Those are the 2 notes that I'm gonna attach my diminished 7 shapes to, for example. So here's a D minor, right? So I've got a D, just the D minor pentatonic blues scale, so flat 5 note here. I also have a root here. So those are my 2 anchor points to really know where I'm going to hook on that diminished 7 shape. See, that's it, right? So I'm trying, when I'm getting into that sound of the examples that are coming up, guys, I want that sound. Well, I'm gonna see first that in one of those 2 diminished 7 shapes, how do I find them to lock them in on the fretboard? I'm gonna see at my neck, and I'm gonna search for the flat 5, right, or the root note, and that gives me a hint, right? For example, here when I'm here, it's in D. There's a blue note, so it's on the 2nd string. So now the other shape. Once I know one, you know they move in minor thirds, right? So remember, diminished 7 shapes, 2 shapes, really easy. Then how to position them over minor tracks is just hook them on to a flat 5 note or a root note. Once you see one of those, you kind of get a hint where they are, right? That's it, guys. That's what I wanted to tell you. Then the trick becomes now, how can you incorporate that in your other playing, right? So we're in minor keys, so you're gonna think about Dorian, using a Dorian scale or some minor blues scale, like you're not going to. That's what Ingrid does. That's really cool too. In fusion guitar, we wanna mix up that shape. The other one, of course, with the D Dorian in this case, or the minor blues scale. Right, guys. So I'm gonna stop talking now. Hope that helps for you guys to kind of work with that as a concept for coming weeks. And now on to the examples that I've designed for you guys. More of them on Patreon, including downloadable tablature and even that backing track. Alright, see you soon. Alright guys, those were those 3 examples. Hope you liked them. Again, they're on Patreon as downloadable format. Here are my patrons. People that are supporting me there, they're gonna get the downloads, early access, the backing track, so on, so on, so on. But I'm also gonna explain on Patreon a little bit more about the shown lines, because there's some more things going on than just the diminished 7 shapes. I'm gonna provide some background of that too on Patreon. And then last but not least, get to the description if you want that arpeggio guide, as always guys, and subscribe to the channel so you can see my cute face every week with a new chord concept, kind of in the style of Greg Howe. Right? Bye.